Gaming. Brazilians v. Brazilians.
Who will be more resilient?
No one's going to be aggressive. They're just going to set themselves up. Fallen's prying for some information to the top of Banana, attempting to be fruitful in his endeavors. But as he falls back, as does LG. We saw some crazy Glock plays off of Nekaz on Cobble. We'll see if he can replicate his success. Of course, Fallen's got his grenade in hand, so swapping back to the USP. It's going to be a matter of timing with these shoulder peaks. Curious to see that SK hasn't gotten aggressive elsewhere, so they're just going to try to hold this off. Fallen goes through the smoke, and then he goes down. Fur able to connect to the head of Cello as Phelps tries to rotate over 3 quick frags, leaving LG to the man disadvantage. But a rapid boost over the smoke for Cold. Nekaz spots it out and catches the headshot to boot. So we do sit to this 2v2 as Taco hops his way to the back of the church, and so much damage already applied to the T side. Phelps gets his hand on the Glock as there's 30 seconds left on that clock, and both players stuck to the back of the bomb site. Taco being a real issue here, but down he goes. Showtime making some space, and Phelps needing the clutch.
He's got a lot of information. He knows that one was oranges, and I'm not sure if he knew he moved to, or if he did move to second or first. But there it is. The emo has been spotted. A lot of damage being dealt. The peak comes out. And there isn't anyone to trade that. Nekaz just has to take one bullet and he's gone. Oh my god, maybe a second one. I lied. He goes to quad somehow off this reload. Don't tell me he gets this kill. That would be unbelievable.
He has a knife in hand. I don't think he has gun. I don't think he has bullets left.
Oh,
that's got to be why he didn't have bullets left.
Or he's just got the biggest dick in the game.
It could very well be. You'll have to ask him.
Get a leash to translate.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way he doesn't take a fight there. He definitely had no bullets. I think I just heard it. The empty mag click. I swear, Lunders.
Probably hoping, yeah, it seemed like he was hoping to find another gun over at quad. That's pretty good. Another reason you want to get USPs, giving up guns that expel most of their ammo and just a couple of mags.
And seeing as Ferd had that success off of the side of the site, then it explains why his gun was so dry. Deep smoke here from the CT side. Really blocking off the line of sight of Yell, so despite this double deeg, it's not looking good for Luminosity as SK have already found a kill. Reapply the smoke, really minimizing their opportunities.
Oh, that was quick. Oh, damn.
As was that.
Yeah, nice shot from Nekaz.
Yell's all that's left. Tries to deeg at a distance. Shots go wide, and Cold Zera takes his head. So quick 2-0 from SK.
Bottom B control smokes was the prevalent meta for CTs on old Inferno. Towards the end of it, it was pretty much every single time. At a certain point, we just play one player atop a car and have them like off down while you have that smoke at bottom banana after the initial Molotovs to clear it out, and then just hold that for pretty much the whole round and focus on A with like a fast rotate, and you have that information, and it was so much easier. Now, it's a little bit easier to fight back against it. You still are kind of slave to that smoke, but you can, once you wait it out, the choke point's a lot wider, a lot more friendly to aggression, and they don't have, CTs don't have those pillars to hide behind, which kills a lot of time for terrorists that have to clear it. Or used to kill. Very passive default so far, and partially due to the fact that SK made some presence right away. So, not exactly inviting as a T that's coming up on banana. Knowing that a CT might just peek you. The re-smoke comes out. Nekaz watching and listening for a boost. Also gets to see feet here, I think.
Very ambitious deagle from Fur. Oh, and he has no gun in hand to help out Fallen. That's a great 2K from Nekaz. Exploits the fact that they do not see him coming, and then finds the third. Great plays. As he goes to the top side of the boxes, bomb's gone down, and a 5v2 unfolds with coldzera alone on A. And Taco catching up on his reading.
And in 4 months, SK start a fight with Phelps. And swap him out for Nekas, the next true Brazilian talent. That was a really sick play. It was his smoke too that he abused on the third player rotating in. No chance for SK or for coldzera or Taco to do anything. They just sit and wait. Oh my god, he's on for the ace. It's looking like that Freeberg ace. Will he get it? He's good. No. Oh. How can you steal that from him?
He gets the assist and everything.
It doesn't matter. You got to edit the kill feed. Too many people have seen it. You know, if it was just matchmaking, you edit the kill feed. But
is that your secret, London?
Live tele. I wouldn't do that, obviously.
I don't know. You are a YouTube wizard. What a great play, though. I can't help but feel like he was so confident in watching the smoke as opposed to the back of church because he gets that 2K so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knew exactly what was up. But that was truly masterful. And like SK were doing so much at top banana. To watch it, to have his team, their teammates there, and he timed it perfectly. How to win around by yourself.
By Nekas. Then again looks to charge on banana. Fallen in safety this time around. Still just jump peeking the corner as seen in the last. Hopefully Fur will help him if he needs it this time around.
This time they've backed off. Less utility to work with, can't be so aggressive. Still want to play that game, do that dance for a little while so that you condition your opponents to taking their time clearing things. That's very important, killing time, so that they can't just execute at a minute and have lots of time to figure out if the bomb planner gets killed or if they haven't properly cleared out the whole site to not have to rush. Oh, can Yell see this? Oh, he does. Oh, does good damage too. Fur's got to get out of there.
Yeah, he's going to feel that in the morning. As these flashbangs fully blind the CT side. Fallen still up top. Nekas wanting to boost over already. Fallen allowing two players to get to the other side. Cello finding a headshot. Phelps to trade it back, and then the CTs crumble. Taco's got to try and get into position as coldzera needs to get near sight, but the bomb's gone down regardless. Damage dealt back, and a 2v2 unfolds. But these T's both off-site. Cello towards the barbecue. Showtime on the top of banana. And Taco unaware as to where they could be. Gets executed by Showtime, so it's all on coldzera. He swaps back to the ump, and he knows. Dodges the flash, tries to fight, but LG come out on top as they tie things up already.
Nicely played by the whole team there, working together for the entries. Showtime at the end in that 1v1 situation, but those last two kills were critical and extremely well played by him. So credit all around. Good hit at B, where they worked it just enough. They spent just enough time making sure that SK were satisfied with the amount of time that they had wasted, and yet still were able to come out with a round. For taking a bit of damage to Yell, who pressed up the top banana quickly. And the value obviously here is that you sniff out any kind of stacks early, whether or not you're going to go and hit the site. That's why sometimes you want to send your best spawn or just whoever goes aggressive on B normally to just go and fight for control really early on, just a little bit. Not get all the way in there, but poke around, see what's up.
Very patient here from LG. Can't help but feel like with these early successes, they don't want to throw away this opportunity. I mean, they've got a very real chance at establishing themselves on the T side of Inferno. If there's one thing you don't want to do, it's get complacent versus a team like SK.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And we always follow the bomb when considering what site is going to be hit. Bracket control looks to be taken. They haven't really fought for this before. Damage exchanged, which which is a nice sign for SK. They fall back, but they've only got 2 here.
Fallen doing his best happy impression.
Oh, they're actually coming back to B.
This could play into the hands of SK. Phelps to the top side, spots the man on cross, lets him go, and still able to catch the kill. Nekez trading it as Fallen looks to go flying through the smoke, able to catch Showtime on that cross, but PKL spams back. coldzera and Taco now all that remain in a 2v3 retake attempt.
Well played from PKL to make sure that Fallen doesn't get away with that. Run back through the smoke, figuring out what side of the smoke he'll be on. And obviously not a huge opportunity to win this retake. No kit, no armor. No good guns, but low HP players here that can be baited into staying in the site way too long. coldzera knows they're going to go for a banana exit. There's one down. That's a win. But it's also a round win for Luminosity. A lot of money left over. Off up. A mix buy for SK, and here's Nekez entering the site. Doing a great job.
Been impressed by him so far. I mean, that pistol play on Cobblestone really stands out to me still towards the B site. His entry in the 3rd round here versus that B site defense as well, taking down 4.5 players in the round. And again, he looks to lead the charge, so very confident. Again, coming into this matchup, that was something that you know, Luminosity didn't really seem to have, was the confidence to really clash versus SK. But if there's one man who's got it, it's Nekez so far.
Fighting against this smoke at bottom banana. Curious to see what Luminosity's next move is right now. Bracket control is being attempted to be taken. Our Boilerman is watching top balcony. Someone could peek below him and he runs that risk, but it's also a fight that doesn't happen that often this late. So you kind of feel comfortable knowing that the pit / apps player is more likely to peek. And again, you run that risk countless times on T side. Ooh, Yell might have the opportunity for a pick. Wow. I don't know if I'd call it impatient. Had no idea exactly what was about to happen, but timing gets the best of him.
This is their first real play towards the A site. We saw them trying to puncture bracket in the last round, but they immediately turned tail and headed towards B. You can see Fallen getting antsy on that side of the map, wanting to bolster this defense. Yell, he offers up his back at the worst possible time. Phelps takes one, but it's trades every which way. Showtime rails himself into the pit, and it's down to the 2v2. Taco up close. Nekez trying to round the corner, gets the best of him, and so it's all on Fur.
Very close call here. Fur knows that he's going to be able to run up. Oh, he's actually thinking about Arch in that moment. 2 players on site. Looks like they're going to go for a fight too. Wow. Oh my gosh, that almost got weird. Cello looked like he tagged Nekez. Freaked out and thought that that was the enemy.
So an A site hit using truck side from Luminosity nets them another gun round. And yet again, it's Nekez with heavy impact. That's 4 kills for him. Not only just popping open that initial defense, but then trading out and hunting the man towards pit, ultimately clutching it out versus the last man up as well. So Nekez consistent so far on Inferno, 12-3 in these opening 6 rounds. Very impressive stuff, and not only has his kills netted his team this many rounds, but it's netted them an opportunity versus only these pistols.
Absolutely a player to watch by anyone's standards. What? Just heard in my ear that Nekez has 200 ADR in these first 6 rounds, and that's obviously a skewed stat based on how early on it is, but that is crazy. You never see that.
Better than coldzera confirmed.
Better than
See if he can keep things up. Obviously versus the pistols, they should. They have found 2 frags already. So PKL to smoke off the spawn. Taco is above this. And he's got a teammate on the back of the bomb site to boot. coldzera wrapping through Church. Luminosity hesitant in this moment.
Everything has been forfeited except B for both the Ts and CTs. Advantage to Luminosity. Opportunity to do damage here for SK.
Seeing as Showtime has the hold over on mid, they know they only have to keep their eyes forward.
It's interesting to see how many times this boost is being used.
Crucial spot, allowing one to cross, but Taco goes down to Yell. Phelps with a dig, able to find another. So 15 seconds left. LG need to clear the site. There's 2 players here. The USP's denied, and PKL takes 2. Another multi-frag round for a player on Luminosity. 4 to his name. Sure, it's anti-eco, but that was an important double kill at the end.
That was an easy loss for Luminosity. If he gets killed by the USP and this spray transfer, man, saw it from their perspective and knew that had to be, that was nuts. If Phelps just got that kill with the USP, there was no time to kill both him and the guy at quad with how much time they had left to plant. They'd have to have stuck it, excuse me, and they would have got screwed. So, wow. Bailed out of a really tough situation by an insane spray transfer.
So the double op setup from SK comes through. We saw that having massive impact in their game versus Liquid yesterday on Cobblestone. We'll see if they can replicate their success. Notably, it's not Taco holding on to it, but rather coldzera.
So they think they're setting up to do some kind of... Oh, it's a lane take. More time. Cold getting in their face. Phelps actually looking for a shot. 2 of them going to go down. Oh, Cello kills Nekas. Takes the best player out of the server.
Here comes Taco, though, from the pit, able to spray for 2. The flash holds the line, and PKL will trade, but Fur gets in position in time. Both of those ops move forward, and SK have another opportunity to find some rounds to the board.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say your boy Cello is nervous. The second time he shot at... Nekas, and he's killed him this time. That's a pretty tough position. Boiler is already really difficult just because you have that site, balcony, pit, crossfire, and those 3 positions are all really strong in their own right. You can use them in a variety of ways, and they have tons of cover. So, and Taco for Taco to be there and get those 2 kills was really nice. That was a tough second shot to readjust to the player who was sitting up on default, whose only goal in life at that moment was to take him down.
Considering that SK had 3 players stacked up on that lane initially, it really seemed like they were trying to actively counter what LG have used towards that A site, which has been the lane hit.
Right.
Never have they really touched that arch side.
It's true.
So impressed with Luminosity, able to puncture through again, and an excellent flash allows Nekas to remove Fallen already. 1 op down, and 1 still standing.
Does Fur recover the op? Yep, he does get away with it with that Molotov. I'm not sure if he wants to use it or not. There's yeah, Phelps wants to upgrade. Good team play right there. 2 players only at A site. In this situation, if SK, even 60, 70% of them thought that it was going to be an A hit, they'd play 3 here.
Closest Taco with a fadeaway. He finds 1. Cold off the site, grabs the next. And the entirety of LG filter through. Down goes another. But Nekas able to quell one side. Cold goes high and then goes down as Nekas is still standing. Bomb on site, but 8 seconds on the clock. And now it's unprotected. There is no plant, and there we have it. SK with another round.
That's really unfortunate. Phelps gets hit in the smoke. He realizes it, tries to go and finish him off, and then misses a little bit. Phelps just slightly gets vision and is able to capitalize. Sick hold from both Taco and Cold to get a kill apiece and stay alive first of all. What?
God.
Holy smokes, dude. Last bullet headshot.
He's got himself a deagle in this round. Nekas has impressed. Can he do it again? Fallen able to establish himself. What is this?
What is going on, man? He's still pumping that. Basically 200 ADR at round 10.
Just shy of it with 196. Yell's got the op in hand, so that's a retrieved weaponry that could be used to exploit a weakened SK.
Think he does more this round?
I'm willing to say yes. Taco over towards left side. He's able to grab 2 quick kills. PKL responds, and Cold holds things off. Nekaz with another dirty deeg.
Unfortunately, no bomb. And in the situation, he doesn't have armor, so that M4 is not all that useful. It might actually be like a secondary here, depending on how he wants to use it. coldzera is going to be sitting up in the... Yeah, he's going to be able to hear this, no problem. Oh, he misses the shot. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh my god.
Through the wall.
He gets the bomb. He has the bomb. He doesn't know that anyone's... He's going to assume he's going to have to take a fight.
And Fur's lit. It's going to take a single shot from the D. Can he
Oh
flick?
my god,
No.
he can't do it.
That would have been a highlight round for Nekaz, but regardless, excellently done. He's keeping SK on their toes. Look at the economy here for the CT side.
Wow.
They've been able to win now 4 consecutive rounds, and that does not net them a healthy economy. Props to Luminosity. They're keeping them on their toes.
Yeah, props to Nekaz, really. I mean, really, he's done so much damage and taken almost 3 rounds into his own hands. There's a lot of good team play going on as well. But this is what a star player looks like.
We're talking about a player who just made a move up from the Premier Division.
Right. Maybe no one told him.
Taco and Boiler yet again. Catches Cello.
What was he doing there?
In the open.
He was trying to shoulder peek, didn't bait out a shot, and then just went wide for no reason. He could have just, you know, if he didn't think anyone was there, could have just walked out, basically, as long as he had his AK out.
Showtime retrieves the AWP. That's 1 cannon to the T side. I can't help but feel like LG's done a really good job of curbing the aggression from SK on this B site.
Definitely. Good at making them recede into their very staple positions, but not allowing them to get info, which is huge because that rotation from A to B is so long in Inferno. So it's just all about keeping as much long-range info as you can, either at mid or banana. And banana is so much more friendly to it, really friendly to CT nades as well. And that's why we see so much aggression on this part of the map.
3 smoke grenades for the execution, if need be. An op on Yell to support the push in. Fallen has to retreat, but Fur's been boosted. He's good for 1. Phelps swings wide, drops the bomb, and then goes down to the op of Yell. 10 seconds to the clock. LG need to make this quick, and 5 seconds is all he's got. Fallen needs to stop it, but the shots go high. And now SK looking to pinch as Taco comes in from behind. Showtime repositions to the backside of Dark Corner. Yell drops Fallen, and now it's a 1v2. LG might have just done this. Taco patient for this peak. Swings out. He's going to fight both. Finds the first and does some damage.
Oh my God.
Swaps to the USP. Taps away for the head. Up close he tries, but try is not enough. It's LG with another.
Damn. Damn, the 1v1. Just barely edging this out. SK have no money left. Really nice attempt from Taco. I love how fast he swung out after taking that initial duel, and it really seemed to put Yell off kilter. And then here, it's a bit of a whiff fest. Could have been anyone's game.
So many of those shots just missing their mark by an inch.
Gotta be a frustrating bout for SK. Now have to save one more time.
Which is crazy, because they've won 4 consecutive rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an immediate save, or 3, excuse me. It's an immediate save.
Yeah, so much of that damage dealt on rounds that they won means that they just had no rebuys in their pockets. And actually are putting it all in this round just because they know they have a double save to look forward to. So gonna fully intend to win, or try to. And right now, the only little bit of information they have is our man coldzera and Boiler, who also might be the first to take contact. I reckon LG might take a little bit of time here, considering the bomb isn't actually stationed to hit the site.
Can't help but feel like every time LG's in a position like this, playing versus a weakened SK buy, that they take their time.
Mm-hmm.
They're not over-ambitious. They don't throw things away for free. a couple of flub moments, but generally just playing it safe. Calculated risks. Phelps taps with the CZ as Cold holds up close.
Ooh, Arch for the first time.
Something new for Luminosity. Fur's gonna get blocked off. There's still 3 players towards site. He's gonna come into the backside. Yell has been caught off like this before. And it occurs again. He's able to get his hands on the op. An immediate response back from LG. But look at this HP. Showtime and Cello on 2. That could have easily swung the other way, but that's not the case. It's Luminosity with another effective anti-force.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you see health bars so low, it's not that scary for the other team, especially now that it's all over. It's some good kill right there for Fallen, who picks up the AK. He's going to look for another duel, and he grabs it. Luminosity aren't going to be that rich, so and the bomb plants are helping out quite a bit, and it seems like every round they're winning, they're doing it off the back of either explosions or just bombs going down. So I think it just shows that they had really good spacing, that everyone got close to dying, but no one actually did. They stayed really tight at Arch. If Phelps had moved through early, I think his fear was obviously someone's coming late, and this will ruin the whole flank, so I'm going to wait a little bit more time. But if he had, then he would have been able to get more than 1 kill. That op would have been a lot more effective. It could have gotten ugly for sure. Man, at 22 kills by round 13, this is 178 ADR.
It's incredible that he's able to not only get 200 ADR in those opening few rounds, but still hang on to it for the most part.
Yeah. No, it's still like just unreal. Like,
he's not doing this versus one of the bottom tier teams. We're talking SK.
SK tattered by 3 UMPs. Did they decide to force up back-to-back off of that round? Just because that's kind of weird. Luminosity had 2 players alive last round, and SK decided to force because you would typically see someone do that in anticipation of a double save. Seems strange. I don't know what their plan is, but they can't have that much money left over.
Strapped for cash is the CT side. PKL creeping in through Arch. Now we saw them hit Arch in the last round and use that to wrap the site, but never have they done this. Sending a scout towards B. Oh, this could effectively counter Fallen. He's kind of aware, but he's caught off guard regardless. Headshot connects, and that's gonna leave poor Fur all alone. Pinch from 2 directions and hit down to 10 HP, so he's gonna have to fight.
Oh.
And the flash is a flub. Reinforcements try to arrive, but Nekis with a drive-by just obliterates him on the cross. Bomb certainly to go in as Cello through the smoke finds another. SK down to the 2v4, bomb already planted. Headshot through the edge of the wall from Nekis, and that leaves Taco all alone. Luminosity Gaming, no matter what, have gotten themselves a lead at the end of this T side.
Yeah, that flash could have really changed things. It seemed like they were dedicated to charging in. I doubt anyone would stay turned around in that situation. But fluffs it, just aims at the wrong spot. Yeah, and Luminosity not only take a lead, but look strong in doing it. Doesn't seem to be any luck here. And Yell finishes off the round as well. I want to know where SK's money is at right now. Yeah, so they bought the last 2 rounds in a row, and now I guess they save and will have 4-round loss moving into the final round, meaning they'll have like a decent buy if they save, at least. But kind of interesting. They could have full bought here instead. I wonder if it was really just that one gun that Fallen was able to hang on to that influenced this decision.
So really just shooting for 6 is SK. A little bit of aggression being shown, and Luminosity content to just sit back here. If anything, they've been asserting themselves towards Banana at the beginning of these rounds, just getting Nekis into position, again, curbing the aggression that SK could throw their way. We saw a couple of the rounds at the beginning of this half where they'd go for those deep banana smokes, but things have changed.
The tables have turned. spotted with this free fight at spools. Could be kind of a dangerous game, but it's really up to the CT to have to peek and unpeak. And once again, they move back to A. Colt is probably going to alert the cavalry here as he falls back into the site. And again, his position was largely just to gather as much auditory information as possible. Oh, they are hightailing it. They're trying to go for the hard, sick, next-gen tactics read.
Can Cold find anything? The answer is no. Bomb's certainly going to be planted here. SK caught on the opposite side of the map. And so, that's 9 clearly confirmed for LG.
I think we did see LG kind of feed into this read by playing it where they went for aggressive B early on and then A, but then actually ended up falling back to B a couple of times. And I think maybe for Luminosity, they felt like, oh, we can't go B again because last time, you know, Taco was boosted up in CT and they had one person at quad and we almost lost that round. And for SK, they thought, oh, they'll probably do it again. Maybe they know that they ran into a stack last time, so we'll stack A this time. And came out ahead in that mind game. But either way, good call to just continue on with A in that situation. As we move into the final round of the half.
Very convincing stuff so far. I'm thoroughly impressed by Luminosity, especially after coming off of the back of a thrashing on Cobble. You know, you see a lot of teams just kind of crumble after a performance like that, but NEC has had enough. I mean, that's the craziest thing about this. I mean, Nekaz comes into this game, you think, all right, that kind of a start can give you a bit of a buffer, but sure enough, SK will restabilize. He has not tapered off in any way.
Yep. Tight peek from Yell at top banana. Showtime wins the duel on Cold Zero straight up. Honest duel, headshot angle, 1v1. See me on the stairs, bud.
Later.
Later, kid.
Fallen had the idea going for a mid-peak. Cello with an unorthodox angle through the window. I like this.
This pleases me.
Yes.
Let's not get creepy now. The half's almost over.
We've almost made it. Luminosity, yet again, just keeping all sides of the map very honest. And honestly, SK have been afraid to take initiatives.
It is true. And a lot of that has been because they just haven't had the money in these last few rounds. Like, they were doing banana over and over again, playing the game, eventually giving it up to Luminosity, who'd win it, but we're doing it now. They just don't have the utility anymore. They're just broken round after round.
2 smokes over, 1 in response. Allows for Phelps to get up close. These T's come trickling in. He sprays, able to find 1 and 2. Fur with the next from the backside of the fountain convinces LG to pump the brakes, but they run into Taco, who takes them both down and will give SK at least this 6th round. If you want to see how this game does unfold, you're all going to have to stay tuned as we take a brief break in this half. Luminosity and SK in the 2nd map. Can the newcomers to the Pro League hang on for their win? Only time will tell. We'll see you guys after a word from our sponsors.
ESL Pro League.
Welcome back, folks. It is the ESL Pro League. It's Luminosity versus SK, and it is a surprise, if I say so myself, to see them with this 3-point lead. Launders, I never saw it coming. How did that first half make you feel?
Yeah, I didn't see it coming either, and it was all very solid Counter-Strike. It had, we had rounds where, obviously, early on we saw Nekas just do so much by himself, and even on rounds they lost, he was doing so much damage economically that even after that 3-round streak that SK won, they had to save. And beyond that, we had a couple of great B executions, some good calls later in the half as they avoided the stacks, and it all seemed to work out quite well. SK were able to manage to lose rounds by just a sliver, which you don't normally see for them. For them, it's like they get those rounds.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones on the receiving end of that. But here, it seems that Luminosity are up to the challenge.
I mean, you kind of alluded to it lightly towards the end there, where we saw a bit of conditioning from Luminosity, really trying to pry towards that B site early on, counter any aggression that SK would try to use, but then always kind of, you know, reverting back to that B site. Towards the end of the half, Luminosity were consistently hitting the A site, not only through the truck lane that they started off with, but then occasionally just throwing a couple players towards Arch. So I was impressed by the fluidity of that T side, the fact that they were able to change things up time and time again.
We'd love to see more in this half and a CT side, and they have a lead. This is, you know, the best place that they could possibly be in, I think, considering how well SK are playing. Just overall, they're still doing really well. And so, with only 7 rounds that they need, even without a pistol, there's still a great opportunity here for them to win the game, which is always a nice spot to be in.
I think what's cool as well is we contrasted the CT side of Cobblestone and Inferno on the analyst desk before this matchup, explaining how, you know, the CTs can go for those more aggressive plays, that if they're feeling confident, they can try to set the pace. Well, that's exactly what Luminosity did in their opening half just now. And if that translates over to the second half, I think we're in for a show. But without further ado, here is that second pistol.
So you see that top mid smoke coming out right away, and it's hard to say exactly what that's for, just deny any pushes to cause some kind of, or elicit reaction from Luminosity. And for them, it's just falling back into the site, very passive. No one's peeking mid at this point, and they're just being very aware of the fact that SK have done something. They don't know what that thing is, though. Fallen going to use his next piece of utility, the flash to top banana. Cello taking a wide angle here, and is now going to fall back into the site.
Neck is fully flashed, just continues to tap, but not going to pay off as of yet. Cello executes Taco and then doubles and triples for another.
No.
It's all down to Cold, and Neckes will slay him, but my goodness, what a hold.
Man, I called him nervous in the first half.
How's that for nerves?
That's not nerves. Yeah, that's super clean. Oh my gosh, this last one too. Wow.
Had he gotten that ace, he'd be feeling hot. It's not every day you get to ace SK.
You know, one of the criteria for knowing that your ace was hot is having all those kills on the kill feed at the same time. Yeah. So, I mean, he didn't get the ace, but 4, damn, back to back.
This puts a bit of a wrench in the works for SK. Not only have they lost that opening half, but now they've lost that pistol. It's going to be a great opportunity for LG to really assert themselves, and if they're able to get enough rounds out of the board, we're going to watch the decisions of SK then become affected based on the scoreline. You can't wait too late before you go for those buys, or all of a sudden, game's over.
And he was only the mini boss on B. Nekas is still there to come in for the cleanup. Apartments control is taken. Very friendly to pistols on both T and CT side. I like to stay away from it as a CT. At the very best, hold on to it by watching it from the end of a long haul with a rifle for just a few moments at a time. But Pit very strong. Really no disadvantage there for CT. A lot of spots to play in the site. The only argument for holding top bracket is to make sure you're able to think about rotations for your teammates. This is the beauty of Inferno, is that, you know, holding on to top brackets doesn't do much for you in terms of kills, but that information is so important. Coldzera fluffs the smoke. It won't actually matter too much here.
Yell's going to try to hang on to Arch side. Although 2 Ts do get through. And now this is an immediate transition towards the B site where Phelps has found a frag. So Cello's going to have to hold things off. Convincing last round, but
10
those
seconds.
shots goes astray. Yeah, time could be of the essence here. He stops that first one. He's unable to swing out because the T's apply so much pressure. But now they already know that these CTs have pushed in from mid, and they've got coldzera to their backside. LG trying to clear the bomb site, already losing a player in the process. Fur takes the next, and so Showtime 1v3. Gets dinked up early on, 15 health, and SK do it. They might have lost the pistol, but they convert the point back in their favor.
You know what was so interesting about that? Wow, that's actually crazy. Jeez, dude. Holy smokes. And again, like, you know, that's what's so sick about Counter-Strike. So there's nothing you can do about that stuff sometimes. But, wow, what a shot. Actually, in that retake, coldzera was on the big flank, but it was surprising to me that they just, like, took that retake so seriously to the point that they didn't really think about how much time they had left, I feel like, and they had a lot more. Now, I don't know if they would have watched their flank, and probably coldzera would have ended it if they did take it any slower, but I feel like they would have had a much easier time working the players in the site if they were just a little bit more patient.
See if the force buy from LG can do what was done to them. It is going to be still 4 SMGs in play from SK, but they go towards Banana. They apply some pressure, keep LG in sight, and then change direction. A 180 towards A. Taco efficiently clearing corners, locking down the apps. Fur burning out Cubby. Now Yell's posted up on this headshot angle, anticipating a wide swing. Everybody from SK now starting to group up towards the site, so Yell decides to force this fight, and down he goes. Cold anticipates that peek. Taco setting flashbangs as PKL's caught off guard. Down he drops. Showtime with some kind of a response, but only one for now. Up close, these SMGs should prevail. He's able to find safety inside the door, but down he goes regardless. Still 2 men up from LG, finally getting to the fight, but coldzera's here, and now he's gone. Cello
Houdini.
up close just pummels him. At this point, I can't help but feel like the round is already gone. SK in very locked positions, but that's the beauty of it. Luminosity could take them down with the device, but Fur finds an exit, and that's going to allow for them to now trickle outwards.
Wow, I wonder if they actually left kind of early there. Cello just gonna hang on to this UMP, the Deagle and head armor, all very valuable, and because next round is going to be a pretty poor buy, if anyone buys anything at all, this is all going to make a lot of sense. Yes, I would definitely give a handout to a teammate. Really annoying how sometimes you throw your gun and it just goes limp.
Tell me about it. How do you choose a teammate in this instance? You get 1 Deagle and 4 guys.
I just throw it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Let them fight for it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't pick favorites, and then you look bad as well. Or, you know, you just give it to Nektas because he's playing the best.
Showtime is able to find 1, but very quick 5 frags. All of them on the kill feed simultaneously as SK close that gap down to a single round. But it's the very same round that LG will have guns in their hands. Could have been earlier on, seeing as they did win the pistol, but they have restabilized since.
Yep, 1 to tie it up, and it feels like Luminosity never really had that dominant half anymore. However, this is also going to be the first rifle round, so what we're just witnessing is the value of that pistol. And now we move on to the real stuff. Great grenade. Phelps takes about 40 damage for it. And this is the life of a B player on a T default where you have to fight for information. And you do get the support of your teammates, but you're going to get hit once in a while. Not so bad as the entryman, who is very likely to die anyway, but regardless, there's not an expendable player on this team, so someone's got to do the hard work.
Flashing out the bracket. Fur trying to catch an angle on boiler door. Yells very aggressively up close, almost catches the blinded Taco. Instead, he falls back. Good idea, keeping yourself alive. I mean, I feel like he sensed a lot of presence there. Showtime sprays for 2. And that's a big opening now as Luminosity find back the man advantage. Yell still inside the site. Sets the cross with the man in pit. But
oh. Wow, if Phelps was closer up, he would have heard both players leaving the site and they could have gone B. However, now we've got players trickling back out. 30 seconds remaining. Cold's up front.
Smoke grenade on site will allow for Cold to force this fight on pit, but Nekez wins it from a distance. Showtime now down as Cold's able to trade, but he too taken out. It's all on Nekez as he dinks up Fur, leaving him on 12 HP in a 1v2. But time is the issue here. He needs to clear it, and he doesn't because Yell's got his head on a swivel. 11-9's the score here as Luminosity are back on the board.
Juicy spray down here. 2 players, Fallen and Taco. Fallen not having such a hot game. Actually 5-14 right now. It's tough sledding for him. It's close enough that these things don't really matter that much. Maybe a reason that they're, you know, not leading by a huge margin or anything like that, but not a big deal until the game is actually over. Oh, through the fire and the flames. Actually just behind it is able to kill both people on B, giving Nekez a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, really takes one out of his own playbook and finds the third. Not to the top of the boxes, but to the backside of Church. Phelps with a one-man play.
PKL, like what just happened, boys?
Oh, and another dink. Look at the damage dealt. So much here, but it's another reset versus LG. That one's gotta hurt.
Oh,
Catching them lined up as well.
Yeah, as he was just throwing the shallow molly as well.
But that's perfect by Phelps. Can't take it away from him. Hits the timing, senses an opening, and cracks Banana wide open. Splits it, some would say.
Pastry chef.
All right.
Cello chimes in. Great flash. As we can see, very, very tight from the CTs. Oh, deciding to peek mid simultaneously, not getting any information there, and then receding back into the site and actually over towards B with a bit of a stack. This bomb getting dropped won't be heard. Taco just lighting boiler on fire. Giving anyone in there good reason to peek. Setup is strong, really good for hauls, really good for trading. Being directly on top of each other means that you're in the exact same angle for anyone walking out sideways.
Unfortunately for these players on A, there's still 3 guys inside the B site. So the rotation is quite a distance, but Showtime gets spotted as he rounds that first corner. Fallen drops him down. He's gonna effectively clear that pit, but PKL gets the best of him for now. 15 seconds to the clock. Coldzera's in a great spot, finds the head of Yell, and that's a round for SK. Certainly in the bag. Had they been able to hold off a little longer, had the rotation from Luminosity been closer.
Oh my God. That's very
Taco's
tight.
pulling on my heartstrings, but he gets it in.
Technically, it just gives them a little bit more time to set up if they wanted to do anything, but it doesn't look like they will. Interesting to see that Luminosity didn't decide to stack up either A or B, but did good damage, splitting the difference. It looks like oh, good crosshair placement, obviously.
Uses the shadow as well. Really good position, he knows it. Doesn't have a frag to pull the Doja.
And just dies in halls.
Committed to the cause.
Yeah, down with the ship. 11-11, make a wish.
Look at that shadow. Done. Great deke, great crosshair placement. Just maximizing the losses of SK, who now tie this game at 11 apiece. So the gap has been closed. It's a tough spot for LG.
Whoa, wait a second.
Yeah, something wonky.
Did Cello didn't save last round because he died in Hall, so he bought when his team wasn't prepared to do so. That's what just happened, right? Half armor as well. A lot of stock here in this. I mean, it's going to be SK who want to try to stiff out a stack, but they don't have the investment in a Mac 10 or anything like that to do just that yet. But it looks like Brat control already taken. People peeking in and around of halls, not seeing anybody is going to have them assume that they're pretty clear at A.
Showtime gets removed from Arch, so despite this buy from Cello, I feel like they make the best of the situation. Just go for the all-out B stack. If the players come your way, then you've got 2 guns to try and maybe trade frag out on.
It's contingent on him living, though.
Yeah, so
because he's going to be without a gun next round or anything that good next round.
So unless SK go for the full chase here.
Yeah, and it's good that his teammates didn't leave him to go look for kills. Instead, just stayed with him to make sure that like no one there dies, or they have the best chance of recovering the gun if someone dies. They really are like pawns, you know, players with pistols, because they can go and pick up anyone else's bigger guns.
SK not looking to force this fight, so Luminosity, despite the weird buy on Cello, definitely making the most of the situation. Ensuring the safety, ensuring the save.
Yeah, no big loss there. Good gamble. Buy up coming out. 2 buys saved. About 7-8K between 3 players on Luminosity. Game's not over yet. SK do have a lot of money, however. Taco 14K. Might as well start dropping for the coach.
Early aggression. Grenades here. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Fur just goes leaping in.
Oh, beasted.
And executes PKL on top of that. He gets all the way to Arch before giving his back to Showtime, who closes the curtain on the push.
They got info on the last guy at A. They're going to pounce on this.
So Showtime needs something big, and the Molotov's going to force his feet out into the open. They double with the fire and the flames, but here comes Cello, hoping that he can save him. Sprays for the first, but Coldzera stops it then and there. Neck is 1v3 as the bomb is in, and SK are a surefire win to the 13-11 score.
Yeah, you want to say that that B-hop was the reason that, number one, he didn't get hit, and that he was also able to come up and shoot Yell in the back, who attempted to go fly fishing. Man, PKL coming up for that, I mean, PKL coming up for that trade, I understood. The fact that Fur hit that shot, even though, you know, he was in the middle of waiting for his recoil to reset, it's pretty nuts.
Disturbing. But I mean, it was clear SK were looking to play a fast round straight from the get-go. Not only the grenades to the top of Banana, but clearly Fur's ambitious push as well. And it all pans out. Even despite losing a couple of players towards A, they all get away. Oh, so sick.
Yeah. Super difficult to orient yourself after that. And it looks like what's going to be a tactical pause for Luminosity. I think in this situation, I think they just need to cool off. That was a write-off of a round. They know that they lost it because they went for something aggressive, and it was a very legitimate attempt. But you know, them losing Yell in that situation just going to happen sometimes. So unfortunately for them, it's a very important round. But I think at best, they might want to discuss just how to spend their money.
I mean, I can't help but feel like most of these rounds we've seen from LG's CT side, it's just been affected by their economy. I mean, sure enough, they're able to win the pistol to start off the half. It's upset in the follow-up round where SK are able to convert for 3. Sure enough, in the 5th round of this half, they get one onto the board, but SK respond right back. And since then, it's now been 4 consecutive. So it's really been this, you know, spree of victory with the reset in between. Really tough stuff for LG to have to deal with. And this is going to be their opportunity to now turn it on its head. But unfortunately for them, this opportunity comes after having lost their lead. So they no longer have that buffer. They probably no longer have as much confidence. But they do still have an opportunity here and now.
Yeah, it looks like they managed to surmise a bye. Showtime the only one taking an L in this round with the UMP. Not too bad. Oh, a little bit of aggression. Top banana. Is he going to see a head? Phelps gets under it. I don't know if he was able to notice this. It might get ugly for him. It depends what he sees first. Phelps gets tagged. Oh, decent nade too.
The fact that Nekez crouches so that wallbang can occur, and the spray connects for 2. Bomb dropped in the process, certainly spotted, but not controlled. They're able to retrieve it already, but another peppering of gunfire will take Cold down to 41. CT's trying to get ahead of this, knowing that the terrorists have just decided to hit into the A site. Showtime gets behind enemy lines, and he could catch them here and now.
Oh, oh man. Showtime got very unlucky. He was almost able to kill Cold Zera, but it looks like he'll still have the opportunity. They're turning corners just as he is.
The timing is so finicky, but Showtime still able to find one frag. Bomb yet to cross despite Taco being in sight. Cold's able to drop down.
They're just very confused about where their A player was.
Oh, and it's another boost over the top of the smoke. Yell from Moto goes high and then connects on Cold. So Taco 1v4. He's tagged up from Apps, and Yell will take another. Luminosity with a chance to bounce back, and they certainly do.
That was sick from Yell. Precise flick.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, well handled. I mean, they just timing that push just as SK were deciding to leave. Stuff.
And we just talked about how their hands were kind of tied. Oh my goodness.
Just like no scope through the smoke through the wall.
Their hands have been tied in so many rounds, but the moment they have their full buy, they've got the pause to discuss things over. What do? An immediate aggression towards Banana. 3-man stack, and despite them losing A site, they respond to it very well.
A lot of banana smoke, a lot of nades been used here. Stop any initial aggression. Great thing to do to just exert your will when you have a lot of money to spend. Funnily enough, mollied banana and then also smoked bottom and top banana. Just expecting someone to come through it. That's interesting.
Phelps is able to get into position. So with all that utility used, once they're able to re-clear it, Luminosity have gained nothing really from this. Although they are able to stabilize in the opening bout of the round. As we hit that minute mark, Fallen looks to crack this site wide open, but with the CTs to the backside of the site, they're offering very little for him to find.
Oh, I was incorrect. It was actually someone from SK to smoke top banana through that smoke. That's why they shied away from it. Low on nades now, very little utility. Taco, the only one with the set. And another B play versus would have been some of the most stand-up players in this match.
Ooh, the fountain angle catches the first off guard, but now Nekez will be tested. Down he drops to the AK of Phelps. Bomb to be planted. Fallen already posted. That plan goes to a T, as will this round. Unless Showtime and PKL can bounce back 2v4, but I doubt it. They're able to find one frag and maybe another. Cold is tagged up quite heavy.
They need to leave.
But they want it.
Yeah, but they're not gonna have. We need to take a look at the money. They should just be like saving right now. Oh, recover the op might be a good deal. 2 buys gone. It's gonna be 14. They have to. Yeah, and the reset exactly. So they need to hold on to these guns.
Again, a convincing first half from LG on their T side, but every round they win on the defense is responded by the reset. And that's gonna hurt them. This was a great 2K from Phelps. Able to trade the first, jump up, takes down Nekez. This allows Fallen to post to the CT spot. And then while the bomb goes in, man rotates over into his demise. So it's another buy for Luminosity, but SK on the precipice of securing OT.
Indeed. Yell looking for an initial pick, doesn't find anyone. Molly goes down in the face of Fallen, who looked like he wanted to get in Yell's face, but that fight will have to wait. Three players really tight on the site right now. No one's in pit. Phelps has the cross technically, so someone decided to do anything weird.
Let's get freaky. SKR grouped up here. They're leaving bomb to the backside, keeping an eye on flank, and ensuring that it's not lost early on.
These are horrible spots on A.
Oh, cold catches showtime. The other two defenders are stuck in this bomb site. You're absolutely right. This is really hard to fight from. Op shot goes astray. The terrorists try to trickle in. PKL spotted out and hit down to 34 health. Yell's able to find one frag, and PKL finds an exit. He's calling for help towards Moto. That's where Nekaz stands and dies. SK with another 2, and Yell is all that's left. Hits 1, up close, goes down, and that leaves Cello with a potential clutch on the table.
Yeah. Now he can really attempt this. He does have a kit, M4, half armor, not important. 2 players to find. A, not an easy site to retake by any means. Could be someone sitting in that graveyard all the way until he clears every single other angle. Someone could uncrouch from the sight box. Default is always a threat. Backside, first man to deal with Phelps with the headshot. 3 kills on the round, and they clean it up. And I don't know what happened with Luminosity, but it seemed like SK were putting so much pressure on them, they were just terrified to cross the pit.
Yep.
The smokes, the flashes, the player in apps, and once they had gotten out of there initially, and the 2 Molotovs they saw go over, they're like, screw this. They're going to come right now. We just got to sit here and hold our spots, and it was not a good enough place to be in.
And then SK are able to just slow things down long enough to compose themselves, get the player out from balcony, get him into pit. And once they had that piece of the control, we saw the players on site fully compromised.
Truly insane pressure.
Very well done. Minimizing the mobility of LG. Smoke to the right side, Fur to the left. He gets sectioned out. It's an abysmal buy from LG. A single ump. 4 pistols off of it. Flashbangs and a single smoke. All that remains for utility. Not a single kit on top of this. SK should have their win. Phelps tries to entry into the B site. Continuous spray
nasty.
takes 2. Taco with a headshot inside of the apps leaves Yell and PKL. And Phelps isn't done here. He wants more. Finds another frag. It's all down to 1. The man with the ump himself gets a bit of an upgrade, a new mag in. But this would be a massive clutch. He's going to have a bit of a surprise here, but there's already a man inside of Arch. That's cold. To the right side, he goes down, and Fallen finds the trade. SK weather the storm, resetting their opponents time and time.